You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, this defense for the Ravens, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On play action, it's Rodgers. Going for the deep ball. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Rodgers now to throw. Going for Burton, and he's got it. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. Touchdown, Packers! I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if we turn to the next-gen stats, the final clocking, well, it's ridiculous. 22.5 miles an hour. McCann's got it teed up. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Jones. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Clark breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the line. Throwing Jones. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. What a start defensively. The offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
Now a first down carry by Jones. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now it's Rodgers. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a fourth down situation. So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. McCann's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary. What a play by him. That's a loss of 17.
Here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. On second and a long way to go. Jones. This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it. But third down coming up.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Jones. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down.
And I believe that that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. operating from the gun. Jones firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. They go play action here on first down.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll look to throw again. Steps away to his left. The ball comes out, and this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by John Robinson. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Here we go. Two times. Alert. 3 down. Hey, take 26. Hey, 88.
On play action, now Rodgers.
Open man left side, it's the tight end DeGuara.
A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter.
You're not ready. Check. Easy. Jumbo! Hey, we're not going.
On play action, Rodgers. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown.
Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And I'm telling you, nothing will let up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that makes our score 17-0.
McCann's got it teed up.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Jones on 1st and 10. Pushes him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. That's now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives. And you can see he's just got to look at disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. Think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. This one swung out here to Jones. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Running on 1st down is Jones, but he's not going to get much, maybe a couple, and 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Now Rodgers. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. McCann's kick up and good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. Flushed out right.
He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. From the gun, Jones. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for Baltimore. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Jones throw into the hands of Andrews.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. ended up making a nice play, even though it was...
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
They were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 38, Rodgers drops it to Jones in the flat. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
42 yards on the ground for him so far.
At the Ravens' 33-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
I'm coming. 750. Hey, you block over here.
They'll go again to Jones. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Rodgers with a keeper. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Burton. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 14.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st down, it's Jones. And he stopped immediately there. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Touchdown, Packers! A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
McCann's got it teed up.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense? Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Pitch and catch there, good for 13. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead third quarter.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. Back now at Lambeau. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Again, it's Jones. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Packers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
Here's Jones. On first down, he's got his man. It's Andrews. 3 yards the gain there, second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete here to Kmet. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big play that time on the catch and run. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to throw again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Jones now from the gun on 3rd down.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
Mark Andrews, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Tucker with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball. Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Jones running on 1st down, but finding it pretty tough going as he'll get forward for only about 3 there before he's taken down.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
Off the option, it's Jones.
Muscles him off. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
72 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him.
Touchdown, Packers!
Aaron Jones,
his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Packers are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
McCann's got it teed up.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Slings it to Anders, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now Jones off the bootleg. Rolling to his right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted.
It's C.J. Henderson picking it up. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. As a quarterback, Charles, you have to imagine that he knew that heat was coming there on that snap. But this time, the pressure forces him into an interception.
Absolutely he knew, and maybe that's a spot in other parts of the game. He's going to think about just throwing that one away, but down late in the 4th quarter, he has no choice, no luxury. He's got to try and make a play, and even with that pressure